And again. Let me refresh that whole page. Not sure I'm greatly happy with this particular pen tip. I think I'm not sure. I'm going to have to dig out the tips and see if I've got another one of these. See if the heating is going to be any different. I've noticed I'm getting lots of little divot marks. I call them divot marks, but sort of tip. As you put the tip down, you get a slightly darker mark, even sometimes when you're trying to land it. And I don't particularly like that look. The only advantage this really does have is it does quite a relatively speaking, quite a large area compared with the smaller pen, but it may well be worth using the smaller pen, even though it takes longer, just because you're getting a smoother output from it. Indeed, landed El Duddy. Oh, blimey. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to pronounce that one. So, excuse me for mangling your name. Landed El Dud. L-D-U-D-E-Y. You may have to try and may need to see if you can do that phonetically if you'd like me to be able to pronounce it how you'd like. Oh, I've had that at work. Dear. Had that at work many a time. Not specifically like that, but a fault, for example, where a piece of equipment would go offline every night at 8 o'clock. And at 10 minutes later, it come back online. Landed El Dude Whitey. Okay, thank you, Landed El Dude Whitey. I shall attempt to remember that. Yeah, every night, 8 o'clock, it'd go offline. And then it'd come back. And it was a remote building, so we couldn't actually go and sit by the thing. Until eventually we just got so tired that we did literally go and sit in the building. And once we did that, the first time it failed, it was immediately obvious, because we immediately went up to the piece of equipment and found a kettle plugged in, with the cleaner stood by the kettle waiting for it to boil. Oh, yeah, I could see how Squirrel might do that, but oh dear. Dear. So I'm guessing you also like Euro Truck Simulator then, Landed El Dude YT. Because we've got Theme Hospital on, and Creams, who both like a Euro Truck Simulator as well. Even to the point of streaming it themselves. Yes, thank you for doing that theme hospital. You'll find Adi does stream quite a few interesting things. I think what was he playing earlier? Spin Tires, I think, wasn't it? I saw. Unfortunately, I don't actually get to watch him that often these days, because of course I'm streaming as well, so I tend to miss him. Used to watch him quite a bit. God, that actually made me jump there, Landidel Dude Whitey. Thank you very much for the follow. I do appreciate you doing that. Thank you very much. Squirrel's he's quite a good. No, he is a good streamer. He's not quite a good streamer. He's a good streamer, and I think the chat and the community he's built is really good. I sort of quite I quite enjoy being in around there, you know. And I don't often say much because sometimes, to be honest, you know, there's just so much going on in chat. It's almost not worth trying. But of course, there's. I understand there's. Of course, there's. I keep saying, of course. I understand that he has TeamSpeak servers and things where people are often talking whilst they're actually broadcasting as well. So there's quite a nice community in that respect. His chat is AIDS. Not quite full of that one, Creams, but I am definitely going to see if I've got a different tip, I think. Certainly, I like fixed tips rather than these replaceable ones. It's one I'd have to watch, I think. Maybe not a good candidate for getting as a fixed tip if it's going to be subject to funny heating patterns. Yeah, I'm creating. Luckily, it's a sky with sort of variation a little bit, but I really don't like this sort of little dark patches I'm getting from it. Oh, that's unusual. In his in Squirrel's chat, because they usually are in real good control of it. He really doesn't like anything going on that's not. Oh, I see what you mean. You sometimes get them getting a little bit, recognise me, see me, answer my question type of thing, and they do sort of sometimes quite be a little bit repetitive, shall we say? But they people like Steve Kibberton and that who are the mods in there do seem to sort of clamp down quite well. When I've seen them anyway, I suppose now that he's streaming more, he's streaming, he's a full-time gamer now, so maybe the chat's degenerating a little bit from that, but Fear Reaper, have a good evening. Thank you very much for dropping in. Keys. Over there as far as I know. Excuse me a second, guys. Okay, I'm back. It's getting a bit dark in here, so my lovely wife is closing the curtains for me, and I'll put a light on. I'll do this in a minute. If you put the light on, it's okay. Thank you. No, it'll be alright. Oh, yeah, by all means. True, Cream. Yeah, I kind of do agree with you in that respect, but there again, you know, there's a couple of, I feel there's a couple of ways of looking at it. There's the streams, like small streams, if you like, where you're actually interacting with individuals, as we do, you know, like we are doing here, if you like, and then I can fully understand as things get more viewers, then you know, things change a little bit. But I always thought Squirrel interact, you know, even when he's got 1,000 people watching him or whatever, he still does. In theory, I'm not dropping any frames, but I'm also not getting any throughput.